tradition now. We will be doing on Thursdays our Ship Talk stream on the patch, and so that's what we're going to be going through today is the update 14.3, the Dockyard and the Unbreakable Line.
It has been interesting getting to 14.3 as of late. Obviously with the test servers and then Wargaming using the live server as a test server and the games leading up to it. It's been very interesting. Also, we've had some interesting news as well. We're going to ourselves, not just BYO, but our the new NA clan that's been brought up now, which is good. You know, it's somewhere where I think Ozzo and I and the boys can all come to one home on NA.
Absolutely. Yes. So that is definitely a new change. We have, you had already left VAF.
Yes, I have,
but most of the rest of us in BYO, apart from a few guys who are loyal to their clans, and that's fine.
Yeah.
The rest of us have left our clans as well. Most of us were in VAF, and we have moved into a new clan called Our Time to Shine, or abbreviation Shine.
Yeah.
So that will be our new clan on the NA server. So if you see us around, we will be shining around on the NA server for you. So keep an eye out for that. And some people had noticed that I was clanless. So when I had been divvying with Bo, but yes, Recon, I have left VAF. It was a very hard decision, and it has nothing to do with the people that are there, but it is more about the journey that we are trying to take, and the focus of what our goals are at the moment. Those of us that have left VAF, we want to be more heavily focused on clan battles, so we have made that unfortunate departure.
It feels like a BYO, isn't it? Like not the issues we had there, but like the actual transition. Obviously leaving our previous clan to create BYO. It seems very similar that we've done with the NA server, and combined, obviously, most of the BYO members as well as VAF members into the one clan as one representation.
Yeah, so my expectation is I think we're going to have maybe 2 or 3 of the people who are in BYO currently, or 4 who are in BYO currently with our active clan battle group that won't be joining. But we will be open, our arms will be wide open for them to merc with us if they wish. We understand that why they would not want to leave their clans. But that is where we are at with that. But we're really here to talk about 14.3, although I do want to raise one thing before we get onto that, and that is I hope our clan battles tonight goes better than clan battles on NA went today. I'm sure a reasonable amount of you who, if you have anything to do with NA or you are on the World of Warships Discord, would be well and truly aware that Trap became a trap today. Literally, the Trap map. For every single game on Trap, those who were supposed to spawn on the north did not spawn on the north of the map. Instead, they spawned in the middle of the map, with the majority of the team spawning on top of the island.
Correct.
Which meant that they could not move. They physically were stuck.
Could they fire?
Their guns worked if they weren't rotated. So at least one ship every single game was on its side. And that ship could not fire. At least one ship was in the center of the volcano, and that ship could not fire. They could not use torps, but they could use guns. Napolis were the best ship to have on that island because their secondaries were going berserk.
Oh, can you imagine my GK? Honestly, like having my GK on that island and everyone just coming around it, and like, let's just spread the love.
But you could not win. You could not win if you spawned on that island, though, because only 2 of your ships in your clan would be not on that island. All the enemy team had to do was take out those 2 ships, and the game was over. Because they literally then just had to cap the caps. Your other teammates who were stuck on the island couldn't be killed. They were invincible. They could not be hit, not even with bombs, not with anything. Nothing would touch them. They could kill the other ships, but the other ships had to get within range of their guns or their secondaries that could actually turn to face them to be able to die. So all the enemy team had to do was get into the caps, cap the caps, and then wait.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
so
a shame,
it
though.
was.
Like, you think that there is got to be something there. Obviously, if we do incur it tonight, that both teams just leave. It's just, yeah. But I doubt it very much. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
On Asia.
Yeah, I doubt this can happen.
Yeah, they'll just cap the caps and just have the waiting game. Which wouldn't take long anyway. Once you got all three caps.
I think people mostly just enjoyed the humor of it, realistically. So yeah, that was kind of where it went.
Was it just images today? Oh, because
I was in it.
I saw a photo, but yeah, you were in it.
I was in a game.
Oh,
yeah, I went to Merc for RQL. And you'll remember that I went to Merc for RQL.
Yeah, I remember that.
And the first game I played with RQL, it happened.
Right.
And I was one of 2 ships that could move.
Yeah.
So I wasn't stuck on the island. Whoa. I could move. So I'm like, I tried to take out an enemy ship. I tried to take out a Moskva, and I didn't quite get it because then I got focused. Because you got focused. Because why would they shoot at the ships on the island when they couldn't do damage to them?
Exactly right.
So it just became, it was crazy. It was really crazy. Yeah, so I got that. I also sent the footage to Bo, so he'll probably do a video on it at some stage.
I'm sure he would.
And yeah, it just when I died, I just went over the island, and I'm like sitting over the island over the ships, getting under the ships, looking at them. Just.
Oh, actually, you know what? If you could send me the replay for that, I'll love to see it.
Yep. Yeah, so, but I sent pictures to Joseph as well because I was like, "Geez, look what you got away from."
Yeah.
So,
that's funny. That's funny.
Yeah, we'll see tonight, I guess, because the chances of getting trap is pretty high. But
I wonder if
we'll see what happens
before then.
Well, it appears that they haven't, because I logged in the game before and Aslan's hasn't been updated.
Okay.
So I don't know if they've done a fix or if it was a server-based fix or what they would have to do. But at the moment, it doesn't appear as though they'll fix it happen. At least during the entire of the clan battles, there was no fix in place. Because it was being reported constantly as happening.
Yeah, of course it would have.
But I'm
gonna go to the shared screen.
Yes, let's get to talking about 14.3, the dockyard and unbreakable line. So
anyone,
make sure you get your gift.
Yeah. So particularly, does anyone know what the unbreakable line is in the chat? We will get to that part, but if you guys haven't heard about it, I think it's like 4th on our list. I think it is, or 5th on our list. We'll definitely be getting to that. But first thing we'll be looking at, which I am undecided either to get it on Asia or to get it on NA, is the new dockyard ship. Is it the Bluscher? Bluscher, yeah. German cruiser. Now I missed out on I think it was the Schroeder. And and I'm still spewing till today.
Yep.
Well, you should be on the new
I would say
of our favorite game.
Yeah, I would honestly have to say that not getting a dockyard ship is probably a mistake, even if it's a ship you don't end up liking.
Mm-hmm.
If you have the ability to spend the small amount of doubloons to do 2 phases that you don't do.
Sorry,
and then
something was in my throat.
Yeah.
Man.
I wouldn't spend more than that. 2 ships
it's about
at 3,200 doubloons.
It's about 140 Australian just to go right through it.
Oh, in one go, yeah. But otherwise, you're getting two, and let's be clear, you're getting 2 ships. Well, you don't need to spend 3,200 dubs to get both ships, Justin. You only need to spend it to get the last one. The other one you would be able to get without spending any doubloons. Basically, you're going to be able to get 2 ships. And the Blucher is a sister to Hipper. I think people are going to regret if you don't do it. Like the Puerto Rico, people who still didn't do the Puerto Rico when it was in Dockyard the second time regret not getting it, because it gives you another ship that you could use for something else. And yes, it's a tier 9 as opposed to a tier 10, but it gives you something else. And the
I'm
other
actually
ship you're
spewing
going to get
inside
is
tier
the
10.
Gambia.
I'm actually spewing inside tier 10 because this is the sort of ship I would actually take out. But
tier 9 clan battles if they ever bring
in. Yeah, if they ever do it. So you need to progress.
Tier 9's too broken.
Yeah. 20, so it's 20 dockyard phases. 18 can be completed throughout the game missions. Individual can be purchased for 2,000 dubs, as per usual. And you need to start a pack to progress to phase pack for 3,200 doubloons. Now, you can do 6 phases at a time. This is where I calculated the 7,800. It's about 140 Australian. Doubloons, note this will cease to be available after you complete the first phase via combat missions.
Yep.
And then at phase 8, you'll pick up the Gambia, which is in it's tier 7. Ooh,
Commonwealth cruiser.
So it's a sister ship to the Fiji. So
yes.
If you're a Fiji player, it does have HE and AEP and short burst smoke generator, and making her brutal combatant against enemy battleships.
So she's a Commonwealthized Fiji, basically, which is what most of the Commonwealth line is British ships that have been Commonwealthized, basically adding a creeping smoke and just changing some of the characteristics around. So I'm actually looking forward to it because I actually like most of the Commonwealth cruisers, so I'm actually looking forward to playing the Gambia. It's crazy because but it's crazy because I never saw myself as a cruiser player, yet I love the Commonwealth line of cruisers. So I'm looking forward to playing this one.
Has anyone seen yourself or anyone today seen the Blucher in action? Has anyone got it?
I have not seen the Blucher in action.
It would be it'd be interesting to see. I might go watch a video on that. But most likely, if I do, I might just get it on NA. But
for 3,200 doubloons, if you have the ability to do it, I would say do it. Yeah. But the problem is you have to make sure you do the missions as well.
Correct.
That's where the problem
Otherwise,
is.
Otherwise, you're up for the money at the end.
Exactly. Yeah. So make sure you do the missions at a minimum. And if you are doing it on one server, then do it on one server. I'd at least get it on one so you don't regret it.
Yeah. I think personally they should have done it as a tier 10. Anything in the dockyard, it should be a tier 10, particularly when it's these sort of ships, because these ships will be taken out, especially if clan battles do stay at tier 10. You need to keep that going on that perspective. You got to have more functional ships with the tier 10 lineups, especially these kind of ships. But I don't know how good it is on the seas, so. Yeah, it would be good to actually, if someone in chat or someone has actually seen it and said, yes, good, no, not really.
Bit of a grind.
Yeah.
It always is.
Yeah.
You prefer the option 4K dubs in the end? Yeah, some people are going to do that because it's only 800 doubloons more. And then if you're not going to make it, then I mean, that's another option. If you aren't sure that you're going to do it, then don't buy the early pack, and then you just have to spend 4K dubs at the end instead. So an extra 800 doubloons.
Yeah.
If you manage to get there, if you're really sure that you're going to go for it. So what is Golden Week? We're going to get to that. We'll get to that.
Okay.
All right. So Operation Tengo and Golden Month. I think you mean Golden Month. But we are going to get to that. Hey, IB.
Hello.
All right. So Operation Tengo is the event passes are going to be done different this time. The event passes are lasting 3 weeks. They're only doing 15 levels this time instead of the normal 20 over 4 weeks.
Right, yeah.
But the update. So for this update is going to last. Apparently this update is lasting for 6 weeks.
6 weeks up to 14.4, yeah.
Yeah, so 14.4 is not going to be the normal beginning of the month then.
It will not. It will not. But there's going to be major changes to 14.4 as well.
Yeah.
So I think with having 14.3 go for so long, and I'm pretty sure what I've seen in the other dev blocks, there is going to be mini patch updates right through. Particularly to see, obviously they'll need to release one for the clan battle stuff that's going on at the moment. But particularly to see what's happening between this patch. So you might see small installation downloads in between 14.3 to 14.4. Or they'll do maybe one or two patches in between there, between maybe the middle or going towards the end to see what's any hot fixes that need to be done.
So the Operation Tengo event pass is going to go for 3 weeks. And that event pass has in the second line the Yahagi Tier 5 Japanese cruiser available. So if you don't have the Japanese cruiser, you can get a Japanese cruiser for basically 2,000 doubloons. I think it's not even at the end of it, so you can get it before the end.
Correct. Yeah,
it's midway through it. So if you don't have the Yahagi, but yeah, I'm not going to spend 2K on Operation Tengo because I already have the Yahagi. It's not worth it. The compensation you get for the Yahagi, if you already have it, is only 6,000 credits, 6 million credits.
Yeah.
So it's not worth the 2,000 doubloons to try and get the second progression. So I mean, you can get steel and stuff in it, but realistically, it doesn't feel like the second progression is worth it on Operation Tengo. Golden Month.
I just put the link into the chat so you guys can see it as well.
Golden Month, however, now the Golden Month has the Agincourt in it. And I would argue that if you can get the Agincourt for 2,000 doubloons, it's a steal.
And I don't know why you wouldn't have it already, to be honest.
If you don't have the Agincourt, which there are people who won't have the Agincourt because it is a difficult chip to get, because if you do the Christmas containers, it is in the rare bundle. It is not in the easy to get. It's
Correct,
not considered a tier 5. It's considered one of the rare and special ones to get, one of the unique ones to get. So if you want to get the Agincourt, this is an amazing way to get the Agincourt. So I would, if I didn't have the Agincourt, do the 2,000 doubloons for this. Jutland containers for 1,000 gold. Yeah. But that's only if you don't have the Agincourt. But if you do have it and you do the second line, it's 7.5 million credits, which I think is, again, not worth it. Check in the armory. Yes, I'm aware. So yeah, personally, I wouldn't do the second line in the first one, but if you don't have the Agincourt in the second one, I think for 2,000 doubloons, that is a incredible ship to get, because otherwise you're going to have to do it at Christmas containers, and you're going to have to get lucky.
And if you get anything like we did last year, where honestly, that was the worst ever year for me for ships. I'm usually between, at a minimum, 3 to 4 ships every Christmas. Every Christmas, I got one ship, and it was a useless one for me. I couldn't believe it. It was, to me, it felt like I was either stinged out or Wargaming algorithm to give ships away was must have been way off. My personal opinion on that one.
Okay. I guess we should go on to efficiency badges.
Efficiency badges, yes.
I don't know what these add to the game, really. They are... Yeah. You're going to get an efficiency badge. You're going to get it once. If you... Based on where you come in the percentage of base XP on your team. So if you were in the top 1%, you get expert. If you're in the top 5%, you get first grade. If you're in the top 20%, second grade, and top 50%, you get third grade. Otherwise, you don't get one of these badges at all.
And if you're a pinky, you don't get it at all.
Once a badge level is attained, you can't lose it. So in other words, once you've achieved expert in a ship, you have expert efficiency on that ship for the rest of the time. So
this is just a badge.
What it adds.
Correct me if I'm wrong. This badge is literally just for people to see that, all right, you've played this ship so many times, you're an expert in this particular ship that you're playing. It brings nothing else to the game.
It doesn't even do that because you can get it in one battle.
Oh, yeah.
The first game I played since this came out, I was out in the Normandy.
Yeah.
I got expert efficiency on the Normandy in the first game I took it out in after this came out.
Yeah.
So,
but there's four different.
I understand what it's saying. Yes, but I can't get the other three.
Okay. So once you've got that,
because once you've got expert, because they're based, because once you're expert, you've got all of them. You've done the whole lot.
Yeah.
So I can't now get it on that ship. So yes, I could go around trying to get expert on every ship, but I also can't control that. This is not something you can control because it's based on base XP.
Yeah.
Now, if somebody in a battle does better than you, you are not going to necessarily get expert unless you are within 1% of their base XP.
Correct. Yeah.
So at say 2,000 base XP, you'd have to be what 1,000.
Be within that.
What would you have to be?
Yeah.
You'd have to be like 1,000 and say 1,980 or something.
Be something
right?
like that. Yeah, be something like that. Yeah.
So you have to be basically within QE of them, like.
Or unless you're on top, then you're fine. But
yeah.
I think with this, we will come back on our next Talking Tech, Ship Talk.
We'll see how this goes.
Yeah, we'll see how this goes, and we'll come back to this, and we'll see how many of the viewers at the moment are currently what expert rating they've got, and I think they'll be the best with that because there wasn't really much explained bar from this.
It's not going to add. I mean, it's not going to add any. It's not going to add anything negative to you. It's just a badge, a personal pride. Well, I mean, it says earn marks of personal pride and prestige for performance aboard individual ships. So it's just a mark of personal pride for yourself.
That's all it is. Exactly, Justin.
It's
you're
all
right
you're
there.
doing.
Yeah. So World of Tanks has something very similar called marks of excellence. They've just copied it off that. All right. So Unbreakable Line. This is the one everyone's talking about. This is the one where everyone looks like that's may be interested in. But what is the main interest in this? Is this for players that die too many times? Or is this going to be...
No. This is still strategic. This still has to be played very strategically. Unbreakable Line, so starting April 17 and ending on May 15, is going to be it's just going to be a temporary battle type. And I assume that part of this is their testing and to see how it goes.
Correct,
with the actual real population, because they had it on the test server.
Mm-hmm.
The idea is a 7 versus 7 tier 8 or 9 battleships, cruisers and destroyers only.
Yep.
Smaller maps, and the battle durations is shorter
than the random battles.
This is more like a brawl, but a brawl where you respawn. So it doesn't matter if you die, you come back into the battle, and you do. But at the end of the day, the dying still impacts the score line. Mm-hmm. So every time you die, it impacts the points.
Yeah.
And having caps and having objectives massively impacts the score. So you still need to be strategic, because if you just go in and die, respawn, die,
your points aren't
you're not going to get. And the thing about it is that you don't get all of your stuff back when you do it. Your armaments will be fully reloaded, but except for torpedoes. And then you won't get things like your temporary buffs, so speed, acceleration, smoke screens, all that sort of stuff once you've used that stuff up, it's used up. So if you use it and then die, like press the button on them and then die, your smoke screen or whatever it is going to be where you were. You don't get it back. And if you've used them all up, you've got no more. Which means that you're vulnerable if you rely on that smoke.
You do get temporary. You do get temporary buffs though. Temporary buffs to speed and acceleration and maneuverability and concealment will help you get back into the action. So I think what it is
Yes.
it just builds the ship speed up and gives you concealment just to get back, obviously from one side of the map, from the other, depends where you die. And depending where the enemy ships are at the moment. So
yeah, but your other things don't.
that's correct.
Your
Yeah.
consumables charges won't refresh. So
Correct. Yeah.
yeah. But
Pretty
that's
much
what that
speed
is.
boost, really. It's a speed boost and concealment to get you back into the game.
It's just going to be a brawl like what do you say? You know those games where you play where people respawn. Like you die and you respawn and you come back in, and at the end of the game, it's whoever got the most points, etc., etc., that wins. That's basically what this is. So the concept is that either people will point out or
right,
it'll just end.
Yeah, so yeah,
Go
Justin
play
goes.
War Thunder. Yeah.
Yeah, go and play War Thunder. Recon
Yep.
would be nice to have if they fixed ranks, make it event whereby players have to qualify to even play. Maybe gain stars to play. If you lose a number of OG games, you are out of the tournament. Recon, I 100% agree with you that. I think there should be a starter ranked games. So for people that are trying to get into the main ranked, so it allows people to, obviously it's going to have all the better players go through that pretty quickly, allowing them to actually excel up. And then you've got a set of players that are trying to get into the rank if they're good or not, because there's so many times, I don't know if it's just my teams, most of the times I'm actually top tier, but I'm almost always in a battleship. And it's so hard to carry a team that will not play as a ranked
You'd have to
game.
be very careful about how they do that though, because no matter what you do, it basically no matter what you do, the problem is you still end up with teams where people have gotten through by other people bringing them through, and that's it. And if you end up in a team with all the with crap people, you're going to struggle still anyway. So they have to work out how, if they would do that, they'd have to work out how to do something. Just to save the star, if you win, you get a star.
Make players
fight for the
That's
win.
correct. Yeah, that's how it should be as well. You know, they've got to make it something that allowing players, like sometimes I'm late into the ranked games, so I'm playing with players with I would say their skill level isn't that great, or what it is mainly what we see in ranked, or what I see in ranked, is they use ranked as a random game. You know, they're playing on their own, not playing as a team. Even though in random you should be playing as a team regardless. But I see it in ranked where they'll just go anywhere they want. And I preferably like to play ranked on NA because there is more of a discussion in the chat. Where ranked on Asia, it's just you're on your own. If you've got good players around you, good luck to it. If you don't, well then, yeah, it's not going to. It's just not going to happen. So yeah. Sorry, that was on my side. I've got an ad running. I didn't realise it was actually popping up. That's all right. Actually, I'll make Justin a mod too.
All right.
So early access to Soviet submarines.
I mean, there's not much to say here. The early access is continuing. You still have a chance to get subs.
Yeah. All right, we'll go straight to brawls then.
Yep.
Do you want to go from brawls to this? I just need to fix something up quickly if you don't mind.
Yep. So brawls, there's going to be 5 brawls in this patch because 14.4 is so late in when it is going to be happening. The first one is going to be between April 7 and April 14. And it will be 3v3 tier 8 destroyers, cruisers, and battleships. No more than 2 battleships, 2 cruisers, and 1 destroyers per team, and divisions of up to 3 players. They're all going to be, yeah, okay. The second White Brawls will be a 4v4 tier 9 cruisers only, divisions of up to 4 players. That's actually going to be fun. There's some
Mm.
really good tier 9 cruisers.
Yep. Yep.
Brawl 3 will be 4x4 tier 10 battleships only. Divisions of up to 4 players. Battles utilize epicenter mode only.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Forcing you to go in with your battleships.
Yep.
That will also be interesting. Then we have Brawl 4 will be 2v2 tier 7 battleships, cruisers, and destroyers. No more than 1 cruiser and 1 destroyer allowed, and divisions of up to 2. Okay. Interesting. And then 3v3 is the final one with tier 10 destroyers only, with divisions of up to 3 players and battle utilizes epicenter mode only. Okay. So we're basically the brawls this time are going to be, apart from the 4v4 in Brawl 2 and Brawl 3, are going to be 3 or less players, 2 or 3 players. So
That's correct.
Not useful if you get more than 3 people to div, which is one of the things we use brawls for normally. Is if we have 4 or 5 people to div, we would like to jump into brawls because it gives you an opportunity to have a bigger div. But we won't be able to do that this season, so that's fine. Most of the time, anyway. All right. On to Armory.
Now,
so
you've seen this ship. I've seen this ship
yes,
once or twice today, but you would have seen it for 6 hours straight with Bo.
Not quite 6 hours, but I definitely saw it probably 12 times with Bo.
Yeah.
And also we often had double of them on our team, and there were multiple of them on the other teams. This ship is a beast. The Barbiano.
Mm-hmm.
It is a SAP only destroyer. It has no torps. It has no HE. It has no AP. It only has SAP. It has a shitload of guns. So it's literally firing constantly, this little thing. It has a high detect. If you get concealment on, you can get down to, I think it's 8 kilometers.
Yeah.
So it's not stealthy in any way, shape, or form. It has some speed to it, and it has a smoke screen, a high-speed smoke screen. So you can run at speed with it in a high-speed smoke screen undetected for, I think he had it at 65 seconds. You can have the smoke screen going
no
at high
torpedoes
speed.
on this one as well. It's
No torpedoes.
only, yep.
So it's not a YOLO Emilio. It is literally a guns, but its guns slap. They slap anything that is not bow into it, whether it be cruiser, battleship, destroyer. It doesn't matter what it is. This thing slaps. It is going to take some getting used to for people to play against this ship. Like a lot of ships, I think it will get countered eventually by people. But for now, you're 4K steal away from it, Justin. You can't wait. This thing is an absolute beast.
Do you see this ship? Personally, they've made a ship with secondary guns. So I say example of Napoli, and that's all they've done. They just literally just put as many guns they can on the ship, and it's literally how I saw it today, and what I've seen. It does.
This is a real ship. This is based off a real ship.
Yeah, I'm saying perspectively, like how what this ship is really about. Secondary guns on a DD, multiple burst fires. Burst fires ridiculous, but it's interesting to see how they've developed into the game, as well as, because I saw it and it was literally trying to get down a Colombo, right? And it took ages for it to get it down. Then it eventually, it got it down. Once it got down to about 4K on the Colombo just went from 4K to 0 within 10, 15 seconds. It was just hitting it. The accuracy on this is also, I'm going to say, very, very good on this thing. It's once you've got your line of sight set, it just it won't miss. You can. I saw a few lobs go through, but majority of the shells do stay together. So dispersion on this is
so
really good.
I mean, reading on this, like she was based off a cruiser. It was never actually completed, the project though, so it never actually saw battle. but it was based off a cruiser. They were replacing the Gusano class cruiser.
Mm-hmm.
They took away her 152 millimeter guns, and they were giving her 90 what is it 16 90 millimeter heavy anti-aircraft guns.
Yeah.
Her whole focus was supposed to be a fast anti-aircraft ship.
Mm.
Now, whether she's good at anti-air at the moment, I'm not sure. But she's got 16 90 millimeter guns with sap only.
Mm-hmm.
And they slap. So
yeah,
you're gonna see her around a lot.
The F was the F button. I saw the F button, Justin, but yep. I actually didn't actually see what it actually does. So what's the actual F button do on this ship?
So the F button changes it from a 26 millimeter penetration to a 34 millimeter penetration, but with the cost of a slightly longer reload on the guns.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's basically what it is. Yeah, it's a little bit slower firing, but better penetration.
Yeah, there you go.
So I experienced it firsthand where they switched from that, because I was in a Petro in one game and I was nose in and it was doing no damage, and then he obviously switched because the fire rate decreased.
Okay.
It didn't decrease much, but it decreased.
Yeah.
And then he started to pen me.
So what's the reload when you
I don't remember.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know what the reload is, but it is fastest. It feels like a Sherman, but with 16 guns.
That's what I was saying. And honestly, before I actually saw the ship, when I saw the ship, I'm like, oh, is that a Sherman? And then I actually clicked over it, or moused over it. I'm like, oh, that's that new Italian D-Day, and it was ridiculous. It was just shells in the air, and it was raining.
3 seconds. Yep. The one thing that Bo did say is he was being chased by a club bear at one stage. I think it was, or a Mars. I can't remember which one it was. And his comment was that ship is going to outgun him.
Oh, really?
So I think it was Marceau. Yeah. So Marceau would outgun him.
Mm-hmm.
So because it would chunk because it can do chunk damage on him.
Yeah.
And he can probably, his comment was, I can probably trade with him. But the only reason he could trade with him was because I was also firing at the Marceau at the same time and getting hits. So they ended up trading, but that just goes to show, like, it's not undefeatable. It just, because of its high DPM and because of its smoke screen and because of all that sort of stuff, it's circumstantial about how you deal with it. Like, you need to have radars.
Yeah.
You need to have stealthier ships than it that can keep it spotted, forcing it to smoke up and stuff. Torps as well. I torped one. I took a few of them down today. So did Bo. So
what's the armor like on it?
They're cruisers basically. So they aren't strong. Armor wise, so if they get hit, they take damage.
So what ship would you compare it to in, like, on the armor side? So people have to example if it's broadsiding or if it's bow in. What would you be close to?
She's the Guisano class cruiser, so she's really like the Italian cruisers in terms of not the heavy cruisers, the light cruisers. Yeah, 19 millimeters.
90 mil labor. That's nothing then.
Yeah. So she's got no armor. She's literally got no armor. But because she's now classed as a destroyer, she also has no citadel.
What range are the main artillery?
I don't remember what the range of the main guns were.
Okay, then.
So
we'll know. We'll get in the game, but yeah.
Yeah, we'll find it out at some stage, but I don't remember them off the top of my head.
Okay.
So Justin will probably tell us now.
That's it.
From the next thing is from Narvik to Dunkirk adventure. So this is a chance to get the Eskimo.
Tier 8, yep.
The Tier 8 British destroyer Eskimo. You don't remember? Fair enough. So this adventure will start in the last week of 14.3 and runs until the second week of update 14.5. So the Eskimo can only be gotten via random bundles for doubloons or purchase her for adventure tokens.
Yep.
And she'll be available for direct purchase in the premium shop. So she will be in the premium shop. But you can get her through other methods as well. and then you'll get some things like Victor Crutchley for free, and some stuff like that. So it's just an adventure that's happening.
Have you seen its survivability?
The Eskimo.
Yeah, it's 27. And the artillery is 60, so it's got some big guns in it. What I haven't seen this one yet, so I'll have to wait until we get into the game, and we'll look into it more.
And then Golden Month, which we are having the event pass for as well. You'll also be able to get containers with some other ships available in it as well. So there'll be a couple of premium containers you can get in the Golden Month. And I'm sure we'll hear more about that. But that goes from April 10th until May 15th.
Yeah. So we can grab this in the second week of ship talk.
Yep. And then there's also the Heroic Clash container, is now available in the armory for 1,000 coal. So that was the one that got you the Mount Fuji Sunrise permanent camouflage for the Yumahari.
Yeah.
So if you haven't completed that, if you're one of those people who likes to complete all of your collections, or sorry, not even all your collections, but all of your, what are they called? I can't think of it off the
You're
top
talking
of
about the
my head.
badges itself?
Yeah, 1k per 1k coal per container. No, the I can't think of it off the top of my head. You know the
collections itself. Yeah.
collect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you weren't wrong.
Collections.
Yeah. I know what you're
Yep.
trying to think of, but yeah, this is collections.
Yep.
Yeah.
So yeah. So if you want to finish off that, it's the one of the jigsaw puzzle ones,
Correct. Yeah.
I believe. And if you didn't get all of them during the event, then this is your opportunity to finish that collection off.
Yeah.
And then you'll get this permanent camouflage.
Yeah.
So it looks like Wargaming is going to slowly be adding ways for people to complete collections. So you probably will find that if you didn't get the commander for the unique, was it Pan American commander?
Pan American.
If you didn't get him, then you'll probably get a chance with coal in the future. But it won't be 1,000 coal for that one. It'll probably be more like 4,000 or 5,000 coal per container.
We jumped up.
Yep.
So 14.3 sees the Transformers return to all the warships. What do you guys think of the chat about this? I'm not a big fan of anything that's particularly not historical, but obviously they are in the game. Probably Star Trek 1 was maybe the one I enjoyed. But we'll be welcoming the Autobots and the Decepticons, as well as numerous permanent camouflages and other themed content as a part of the new exciting Warships and Transformers collaboration. So if you guys missed out on that,
most of the stuff that you've had before, and you'll be able a chance to get it.
Get it again.
Give me the Libertad Commander before they nerf it. Yep. After that, game balance changes, which we have already touched base on before. There's a lot of changes to a lot of different ships.
Correct,
we had some discussions on
tier
that.
Tier 1 to Tier 5 were the main ones, yeah. Or tier 6.
Yep.
Tier 5.
Well, no, these are the ones for the other ships.
Yeah.
This is all the other game balance changes. Yeah. So the improvements to some of the Russian DDs and things like that, like the changes across the whole board for balances.
Right.
If you haven't checked out the development blog yet, that has been out for probably close to 3 or 4 weeks now, probably more. And you can find all that information there. That has been released now in this patch. So yeah, make sure you're aware of the changes to your ships.
That's it.
And then apart from that, we've got some content addition and changes. Japanese lack of permanent camouflage for the Sashio. A couple of commanders with individual voiceovers. A Gallipoli landings patch, and the In Remembrance of Dardanelles commemorative flag.
Yep.
So, yeah, you got a few, enemy destruction effects as well. And yeah, whole missions and stuff like that.
I don't mind the Golden Ray. That looks pretty cool.
Hey, Obi. And apart from that, there's just the standard fixes that they've done. So some visual bug fixes, texture fixes. Apparently there was a bug in Aegis where Allied convoy ships would reach the bottom of the map, and once they're... Oh, yeah, we've had that.
We did.
There would not be enough time to evacuate these ships and claim victory in the operation. As a result, we've added a new defeat condition for Operation Aegis in case convoy ships reach the very bottom of the map.
Yep. They've also added new coal missions for the experimental ships that will be available throughout 14.3.
It wasn't a bug, Justin. It's a rare situation during Operation Aegis. That's the wording, a rare situation. But they did fix a rare bug, which sometimes caused ships to not spawn near the base in the Ultimate Frontier operation, and fixed a bug which would sometimes prevent you from completing the Cherry Blossom operation. So the only place they have bugs is in... Oh no, there's a bug here. That's actually not in operations. Oh, and a visual bug. Oh, look, they've used the word bug a few times.
Well, there you go. So 14.3 is the bug patch.
Apparently. Well, it brought in a bug, didn't it?
Yeah, it brought in one, that's for sure today.
So I'm sure we'll be seeing a patch for that at some stage.
So we got fixed textures for the Orage, the Hoffman, Visby, Rupert, Aegir, Al Aegir, Rochester, Hayate, and the Marlborough. For a full list of changes, please refer to the player support on the Wargaming website.
I expect to see rare bug ships spawning on the island on Trap for North spawn only in the future release.
Right.
As I mentioned, because exactly. Anyway, it's but I mean the other thing. What was I going to say?
So, do you have any expectations for 14.3 so far? What we've seen what we're seeing now and tonight, and obviously what you've gone through today, because you've had a few hours today with it. Was there anything that sort of caught your eye? Is the Tier 9 Blucher cruiser, like, is that a ship that you'd be interested in getting?
I'm going to get it, but I think it's the Tier 10 destroyer that's more of interest at the moment. Right. I think that is going to be a fun ship to play. I think we need to wait for the hype to die down a bit, and then we'll be able to go from there with it. But that's where I think things are at.
Unbreakable Line? It's going back a little bit. This is something, obviously 7v7. Are we able to? Which we'll find out soon. But do you? It'll be good if we can actually do it as a clan. We can actually div up 7. That'll be something interesting to do.
I don't think you can div up 7 people in it.
It doesn't say here.
It doesn't say. It's just there's more information available in a separate article.
Yeah.
So I don't think you can have 7v7 divs. I think it's going to be 3 divs of 3 still. Personally, I think we'll probably play it a few times, see how we feel about it, and probably never play it again, like most other battle types that come in the game. But it will depend. It will really depend on how well implemented it actually is, because I did see it being played on the test server.
Did you get a chance yourself to play it?
No, I didn't play it. I don't jump on the test server and play things. I've got 3 servers I already play. I don't need another one.
Need an extra one.
So even though you've got all the ships available to you, I don't need another server to play. I've got plenty of stuff I need to do on my other servers.
Yeah.
If they give me 10k coal for playing it a few days, then it's okay. I mean, that's the thing. Is if you get rewards for doing things in them, then I'm sure that people will play them.
Yeah.
But yeah. I don't bother with the test server, even though you get rewards for it. I don't see the benefit myself personally. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see. I'm very skeptical for Guy that only plays rank. I enjoyed it. That's nice. That's good. So, my feeling is that there's enough other stuff that needs to be done anyway, and unless they've actually built this properly so that you can get the rewards for other things, it's not going to be something I do, because you're going to have the dockyard to complete. Now, is the Unbreakable Line doable as helping to complete the dockyard?
Yeah.
Is it doable to complete other missions? There is a lot of things that goes on in the game, and I play a lot of hours in the game, and I still struggle to get a lot of the things done.
Yeah.
So, but mind you, I am trying to do multiple servers at the same time, but that still doesn't change the fact that it can be very hard to do if you don't have that much time. And one of the things which I'm surprised, I thought this patch was supposed to release and I understand that the event pass is now a shorter event pass, but I thought it was supposed to be making it easier for people who only play the game periodically to do these things by making them available for a longer period of time, not making them a 3-week event pass and then another 3-week event pass. I thought it was supposed to be a 6-week event pass or something.
They did say they were going to change. They were going to do changes without notice. So what we discussed in between 14.1 and 14.2, that long
Apparently
hour,
they have.
yeah, that long hour discussion they had on YouTube, did say that changes will be made without notice up to 14.7. Yeah, so yep. Chief Engine Man, welcome. Thank you very much for the follow.
A lot.
So yeah, you guys, whatever we say on here, 14.3 to 14.4, and previous obviously updates have been released, that they're going to make changes without notice, regardless if they're in the dev blogs or not.
Yep.
So yeah, so you guys have to just keep an eye on that. Look at the dev blogs on the Wargaming website if there's any changes or things that will be implementing new. There is a few new things coming in 14.4, but we'll be discussing that in the next ship talk. All right. So that is 14.3. So it's going to be very interesting to see what comes out in the next couple of weeks, what changes they do. It'll be interesting to see how many of you guys actually get the Blusher in the dockyard, as well as the other ships that we've discussed tonight.
Would you say that?
Hopefully, we'll be able to actually see what happens, and obviously we want to see the efficiency badges as well.
My God.
Sorry?
There's a don't say that blurb now?
Yeah. Thanks, Justin. I actually looked around because I can hear it in my headphones. I'm like, fuck, I never heard that one before, but it came up.
Jesus Christ, Justin.
So it was the Unbreakable line and a few others as well. So if you guys are interested in brawls, as I said before, there's going to be a few there going through. Obviously the new Barbiano DD. We're going to be seeing a lot of that coming through randoms as well as anything else. That ship hasn't been it's not blocked on clan battles, is it?
No.
Okay, so we'll put it in clan battles as well.
We are going to. Oh yeah, I've seen that tier 10 destroyer has been in clan battles.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, it is going to be in clan battles. People are going to bring that.
Of course. I'll be interested to see. Well, I haven't got the stats on it, so on its range, hiding behind an island, obviously, or doing something really wide.
It's going to be an aggressive. It's going to be an aggressive strip, pushing you, and trying to farm you down, and you're going to struggle to deal with it. It's going to be worse than it's going to be just freaking annoying. Well,
what I was saying today, particularly, he was using the 1-2 line or the 9-10 line, going wide. Yep. That's the gameplay I saw today. Like I saw a bit of bows, but particularly it was just it
needs spotting.
Yeah.
We had one game where they had it, and it went with the Shimikaze with it. So it literally they had two DDs. They had a Shimikaze and they went together. They didn't split the DDs. They actually sent them together, so it had spotting from the Shimikaze.
Yeah. Okay.
And they sent the Moskva with it as well, so it had a 12-kilometer radar.
Yeah.
So this is literally the tactic that we're going to see. This is going to be the new meta. Is that people are going to bring this DD in, and then they're going to chuck it with a low detect DD.
Yep.
And they're going to chuck it with a radar, a long range radar, so that it can get as much as you get. Right. Thank you for the follow, Gulaboat.
All right. Well, guys, that is Ship Talk for 14.3 tonight. Ozzo and I are going to take a couple of minutes break, and we're going to transition to Asia, and we might get it actually. We might get gaming because it's still 10 o'clock. if we get back early enough.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we'll be preparing for clan battle. So, guys, and did enjoy Ship Talk. Hit us a follow as well, and I'll put the link in here as well, so you guys can have another view of the updates of 14.3. And let us know. We're not going anywhere. We'll be back. So we'll be playing clan battles, and we'll get that hopefully on the go.
If you missed any of Ship Talk and you want to see it, it will be coming out on YouTube as well. So please check out. Please check out the YouTube.
Yep.
And I'm sure PC has his to post somewhere as well. But we'll both have it up on our YouTubes. So check them out.
Exactly. And follow.
All right.
Subscribe to the channels.
Yeah, subscribe to the YouTube. Yep.
All right.
Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe. Exactly.
All right, guys. We'll be back in a little bit.
No worries. See you guys soon.